Hello guys, welcome back to part 3 of how to add comment section to Wix dynamic page, and we're gonna start where we left off in part 2, and let's jump right in. So I'm gonna go to the editor, and so first of all what we're gonna add is a preloader. You could use anyone, but I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna shrink it to the side of the button. I'm gonna make it like this, and don't connect it to the editor. And so now today we're gonna count the dataset items, number of items on the dataset. So I'm gonna like text 25, and I'm gonna get a code. I'm gonna be posting this code and in the description. So I'm gonna go to code. Guys, don't worry about these codes. These codes are just to make the play work and not work. So yours should be empty if you've not done anything yet, obviously. So I'm gonna add this. After 5 seconds, it's gonna count how many items are on the repeater. So now we're gonna preview it. Now if you notice, it's gonna count. It should be 2. Yeah, 2 comments are on the repeater, like right now. So I'm gonna explain how it works. So we're gonna do let total count equals to dataset 1 dot get total count, and the text 25 is gonna be the total count dot to string comments. So we're gonna do plus comments. We're gonna leave a space so it doesn't get jacked up. So we're gonna do, let's say it's 6. Let's say the total count is 6. So we're gonna see total count dot to string 6 plus space and comment, so which is gonna be 6. So that is say 1 total count was 2, which is gonna be like 2 space comments. So now we're gonna do this on click. It's gonna bring us to like here, and we're gonna add an export function for this button on click. So when we click, we're gonna do the on click. And so I'm gonna copy a code, which is this code. I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna hit copy, and then I'm gonna come here and paste that. So okay, the loader, I'm gonna rename this to loader, not image 14 loader. Now the right, okay. So I'm gonna explain everything in the code. So when we click the button, this loader is gonna show, and the button is gonna get disabled. And then we're gonna let page equals to dynamic dataset dot get current item. I'm gonna let page ID equals to page, which is this dot ID, which is the ID of the current item. So when we finish getting all that, we're gonna do comments. We're gonna do Wix data.insert comments. This is the field key of our collection. We're gonna do comments, and if you with us, we're in part 2 when we created the data, when we created the collection, we made the field keys. So now we're gonna insert what goes into that. So we're gonna do comment goes in that comment. Sorry, we're gonna do text box 1. The value goes into the comment field key collection, and then we're gonna replace the curse words. So for example, you could keep going on this. I just stopped for quick purpose. So we're gonna do dot replace. So we want to replace the N word with capital letter with this, and we're gonna add asterisks in the I, or like just replace it with whatever you want. So we're gonna add a dot replace the N word with the little letter with the small capital N, with the small letter N, with the small letter N with capital with asterisks, in the I. Then we're gonna do replace the capital N of the N word, the main spelling. This is the misspelled way. This is the real spelling of the N word. And we're gonna add the I, and then we're gonna replace the letter, and then the asterisk. Then we're gonna replace the F word too. This with this, and this with this. So you could keep going. You could just do dot replace whatever you want to replace. So then you want to do current user ID with Wix uses the current user ID. Then we're gonna replace page ID with this ID, which is this, the page ID, the current collection item ID. So then we're gonna do member reference, which is gonna be the Wix users, which is the current user ID, which is gonna reference it to the current user like profile who's commenting on it. So then we're gonna change, like, then the then function happens when this is done doing what it's doing. So when it's done inserting it, this text box value is gonna be empty. The data set is gonna refresh. Then after 2 seconds, which is milliseconds, this is basically 2000 milliseconds. Then after 2 seconds, the add comment is gonna enable. The loader is gonna hide. This loader is gonna hide. Then we're gonna count dataset 1, which is basically what we did on the already function. We're gonna change this later. We're just doing it for now because we still have to filter the dataset. Okay, so right now we're gonna test it. So we're gonna hide this. So I'm gonna minimize. This could be anything. I just use this for mine. I'm also gonna paste the link to this in the description. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna hit done, and now I'm gonna preview it. And if you notice, it's gonna count how many items on the repeater. Okay, so now you see it says 2 comments. This was from part 2. So then I'm gonna do like a testing. I'm gonna hit a comment. Now if you notice, once I hit the comment, this button is gonna disable and the preloader thing is gonna show, and then it's gonna insert to the collection. Then after that it's gonna enable, and this is gonna hide, and this is gonna be empty. Then this is gonna be 3 comments because it's gonna count how many things is on the filter comment. So I'm gonna hit comments. Now if you notice, this became 3 comments, and this is hitting back, this is emptied, and now the testing thing is now my new comments. So now I'm gonna do again. I'm gonna add a curse word, so you see it replaces. Guys, this is for educational purposes. I do not give it an N-word pass. So I'm gonna write this, and when I add a comment, now you notice it changed to this, like it put asterisks above it. But what's wrong with it? I don't know how to do it, but like if you know, you could also put it in the comment section and I'll make an update. Like if you notice, if I do this, if I put capital letter and you hit a comment, it's gonna be like this. I want to know how to change the F word, whether capital or small letter, because I don't want to waste my time making this and all that. So now you see 5 comments, and that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the repeater right now. 5 comment, add a comment. So I'm gonna go back to editor. And now when we go to manage contents. Now you notice that this 3 is what we just added today, and this was from last time because it didn't save this because I didn't put a code in it. I just manually inserted this. So now this was the comment. They said this is my ID, which links me to this ID. Then this is the page reference, which is like the collections of the dynamic page and all that. I'm gonna delete this because I don't need this. I'm gonna hit delete. So now when I come back, when I preview, it's gonna say 2 comments. 2 comments because I deleted 3. It was 5. It says 2 comments. Alright guys, that's it for this part. In the next part, we're gonna go deeper in adding other functions to the repeater. Other than that, I'll see you in part 4.